Pride pregame show here. It's the biggest game of the year. It's the USA South Conference Championship game between number 2 seed Southern Virginia and number 1 seed Greensboro College. Good evening, everyone. Kendrick Fruit, Stephen Whitenhouse here with you. We could not be more excited for today.
Yeah, it's been really last 24 hours or so, just really getting pumped up. It's finally here. We had a football game in between that was an exciting finish for Greensboro, and hopefully that end of the football game kind of gave us some momentum going into this one. But this is what you play for, right? This is what every team starts the year playing for, is the conference title game. And so Greensboro has made it. They'll be playing Southern Virginia.
Absolutely. And Greensboro looking for their first conference title since 1997. We look at the game against Meredith on Thursday. Obviously, no Peyton Shiflett. What did you see, both the good and the bad, from Greensboro's performance Thursday?
I thought it was a gutty performance. Was it perfect? No, but, man, they came out with a lot of energy. They were focused. And, you know, it was a team that it's easy to kind of have them in your head because of the way we've lost to Meredith the last couple of years in the conference tournament. But, man, they really just came out to play. Those first couple sets, they got down early. But, man, once they got to the middle of the set, they just took off. Kelsey Brooks with, I believe it was 17 kills, stepped up. And, of course, you know, the thing about Kelsey is she was used to being our number 1 hitter last year. And so when she was called on the other night, she was ready. And so Taylor Cody had a monster game up front. So did Carla Del Castillo. And they're going to need those again today.
Yeah, I think the middle at the net is going to be huge for Greensboro. And obviously Taylor Cody's had a big season. But the last couple games specifically, you've just seen the numbers skyrocket for her. You look at Greensboro against SVU this year, won the first match in 4 sets, won the second one in a straight sweep. Again, Southern Virginia has played very good in the tournament so far. Greensboro has too, but it's hard to look at what happened in the regular season and use that to prognosticate what's going to happen in the postseason.
Yeah, and especially without Peyton Shiflett, I mean, I think that kind of changes what, you know, maybe you would have thought. You know, maybe you would have put more emphasis or thought into, well, we beat them twice in the regular season. But without Peyton Shiflett, it's kind of a different game, right? So, and we saw that last game with Meredith where the rotation was a little bit different. But I thought they handled it well, especially with just one day of prep, you know, with that rotation. And so, look, today, you know, in a way you throw those, like you said, you throw those regular season games out the window. You know, Southern Virginia has experience in this championship. They've won a lot of championships. They won it last year. And Greensboro has a lot of experience in terms of seniors. They have 9 seniors on this volleyball team. And so, and most of them have play a lot of, you know, key roles. So, yeah, I think you kind of, in a way, throw those out the window and you just focus on today. Obviously, you know, you got to look at film last night, kind of see what they've been able to do. Of course, SVU, the same to us. So it should be a dogfight. We said that, you know, last match. And good thing, you know, Greensboro really kind of pulled away in those first 2 sets and really took command. So obviously, you hope that happens today. I think the expectation is, you know, I would not be shocked at one bit. And I know I said this before the Meredith game, but I think this is probably a 4 or 5 set match. This is going to be a tough match for both teams. Again, without Shiflett, it's still a really good team for Greensboro. They play magnificent defense. They block the ball well. So it's going to be tough for Greensboro, but it's also going to be tough for the Knights as well.
Yeah, you know, if we were to use the quote-unquote football injury designations, I think Shiflett would be doubtful as of right now. And so, again, not saying that we're not going to see her at all, but it looks right now things are you know, we'll see. I'm not going to put any words in her mouth or the trainers or Coach Bo, but I think we saw what the contingency plan was against Meredith, and I think at least that should give you a little bit of comfort in saying, hey, we tried this and it worked, so we know if we have to go to it, we can do it again.
And I think that's big for the players because they saw that it worked as well. And so as much as Peyton means to this team, they know they can still win. And so, you know, led by Kelsey Brooks, Skylar Rokov on the right side had a big game. And then you had Caitlin McCown and even Anjali Allen come in a little bit, you know, when Kelsey would go to the back row. So I think this team is still really confident. I think, honestly, more confident now because they were able to win without Peyton. And so, you know, there's definitely, I think, a couple more challenges with Southern Virginia. They're really tall. They have a really good middle, too. They've got a good outside. So, but again, I think, you know, keys to the game are if Greensboro blocks the ball the way they've been blocking all year, if they play defense the way they've been playing all year, I don't see why they couldn't come out on top.
I think another big thing for Greensboro is trying to steal a couple points here and there. Against Meredith, they forced the Avenging Angels into a couple of unforced errors or into a couple of errors. And again, I think Southern Virginia a little bit more of a disciplined team than what we saw from Meredith on Thursday. But you've got to be able to take advantage. If a team is beating themselves, you have to be able to put the foot down And the other thing for me, when I talk about stealing points, I look at Jalen Templeton. I think nobody in the conference is better at pushing the ball over on the second hit better than Jalen Templeton. Not only does she know when to do it, but she knows she can look out of the corner of her eye and see where the open spot on the other side of the court is. That kind of veteran poise could be paramount in the championship match.
Well, I think I know we said we don't want to really think about the first two games against SVU, but going back to that matchup not long ago, Jalen was a big difference maker. And also, like you said, stealing points. I think Greensboro did a really good job of getting a lot of points off of serve last time against Southern Virginia. So, of course, Southern Virginia's going to know that, and they've been working on that. But if Greensboro can get some points off serves, as well as maybe a few, dump overs by Jalen, like you were talking about, that could be big.
I'm not trying to throw you under the bus here at any means, Steve. We were talking a little bit off the camera yesterday and Thursday night about just kind of some things that we saw that maybe not necessarily concerned us, but maybe some things that we want to see Greensboro clean up prior to today's game. Obviously, passing around the net has been a strength of this team this year. Kind of was not the strong suit for them Thursday. How do they clean that up for today?
Yeah, I'll be honest with you. I mean, they practiced yesterday morning, and I think that's just, something that you kind of watch the film, and as good as this team usually is and as veteran as they are, I would hope and think that, those things are kind of cleaned up today. Like we said, there could be different factors in why that was the case. Kelsey Brooks played a lot more of the back row than she normally does. So, kind of communicating with Morgan and Grace, it's not that they haven't done it before, but it's just hasn't happened as often this year because Peyton usually plays that back row. So now that they have a game under the belt with that, I think it's going to be better today. Kelsey's going to expect the ball to come to her on serves. Morgan is always ready. So is Grace. And so I think, they cleaned up the passes to Jalen, the setter today. That's going to help a lot, for her to be able to set up, whoever's on the outside, whether it is Kelsey when she's on the front row or it's Skylar or it's Taylor or Carla. Those passes off serve are really key.
Lastly here, I want to just introduce a storyline. We're going to have to keep it vague for now simply because we don't know, but just something we want to put in people's minds. Obviously, you win today, you're an automatic into the regionals. If we lose today, there is a chance Greensboro gets an at-large. Right now, they're sitting right on that bubble situation. So, kind of how much do you look at, who else is playing today and say, where are we in terms of where that line is?
Yeah, I don't think you necessarily look at it right now. If it does, if the game doesn't go our way today, then, you start to scoreboard watch for sure. You have a lot of championship games going on today. And so if the favorites are to win and there aren't any bid stealers, Greensboro does have an outside shot. So it's potentially not all doom and gloom if they do lose. But obviously we know the easiest way is to get a win and you're for sure in the NCAA tournament. So I think that's the focus today. But like you said, if it doesn't go our way, there is still an outside chance.
Well, one of the big things that I personally love about this team this year, you want to talk about a mentality of a team that's on a 23-game winning streak, and you think, wow, sometimes I feel like it's, maybe some mounted pressure to say, we got to keep this going. Not this group. They say, hey, we just go 1-0 every day. That's all we're worried about. We can't control what's happened. We can't control what's going to happen in games after today. They said, look, we're just worried about winning today. And I think that's going to serve this team really well because basically, for all intents and purposes, it is a one-game season as it is the USA South Volleyball Championship match here today between SVU and Greensboro College. We're going to hear from Kelsey Brooks and Grace Young, their thoughts after last game's win in the semifinals against Meredith, and we'll get ready to get this one started. We're so excited. We're glad that you're along with us here on the Greensboro College Sports Network. You guys are heading to the conference championship game, and I know that the last 2 years, disappointing ends at the hands of Meredith. How special is it that was the team you had to get through tonight?
Oh, so special. I'm glad we got to play them in the semifinals just because I know, like you said, the past 2 years, we went out and we really wanted this win.
No Peyton Shiflett tonight, so you guys realize, hey, everybody's got to step up a little bit. Tell me about how you got it done.
I think just focusing in practice, and she's a big attribute to our team, but we have a whole 19 other girls that can get it done, so we just wanted to win this game.
You absolutely dominated today, Kelsey, with 17 kills, 14 digs, led everybody with 17.5 points. Just
walk me through just what you're feeling right now as you guys head to the championship.
I'm feeling really good. Coming into the game, I was a little bit nervous, but I knew I had to step up because one of our best players on our team was gone, and I really wanted to get the win. So maybe she can come back and play Saturday.
Well, Kelsey, thank you so much. Go enjoy this win. You guys really earned it today.
Thank you.
That was Kelsey Brooks. Now we're getting ready to talk with Grace Young. Hey, Grace, can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
How about it? You guys are heading to the championship.
I know, it's great.
Tell me, just what are the emotions as soon as that last point was put up on the board for you guys?
It was just almost like, oh my God, we actually did it. Like, we're here together. Like, it just really feels good because everybody's been working so hard every single practice of the year, and yesterday's was really competitive. So it's great. It just feels so joyful.
Meredith obviously ended your season 2 years ago. They ended it last year in the first round. They were tough tonight. Absolutely gave you guys some fits at times. Tell me a little bit about what was the conversation like in your huddles in the sidelines and how you got it done?
It was just like, we've just done all this work all year. Like, we're not letting it end now. Our seniors gave their speeches yesterday before practice, and I think that just really moved people, and it's just like, we all want to play together. So it was really great coming in here. Everybody had such a positive attitude, just wanted to work.
Last question here for you, Grace. Obviously, the energy high today, and obviously talking about the extra motivation with playing Meredith and not having Peyton today. What do you guys have to do now, obviously, with the championship coming up to avoid that kind of emotional crash? You know, you're all pumped up for this game. What do you do to make sure you keep that level up on Saturday?
Just reminding everybody that it's just another game. We've played all these teams all year round or all fall season. So just remembering it's just another game, it's just another match, and we're here to do it together and just as a team.
You know, that's one of the things I love about you guys is you said, look, you know, the streak is great and everything, but we're focused on just going 1-0 every game. That's what matters. And you know what? That attitude has done a lot for you guys this year, and we're really excited to see you on Saturday.
Yes, sir.
A live look inside Haynes Gymnasium as we are just a matter of minutes away from the 2024 USA South Volleyball Tournament Conference Championship between number 2 seed Southern Virginia and number 1 seed Greensboro College. Teams finishing their warm-ups here, and we'll get ready to get this one underway. One that looked like these two teams could have been on a trajectory for this exact matchup, even as soon as the last time they squared off at the end of the regular season a couple of weeks ago. Why don't we go ahead real quick and take a look at today's starting lineup, first with the visiting Southern Virginia University Knights, and it will be number 1 Talia Quinn, the setter, a freshman. Also number 8 Emma Broadbent, the outside hitter. She's a freshman also. Number 15 Bailey Savage, outside hitter. She's a sophomore. Middle blocker number 16 Ryan Bale. She's a junior. Number 23 Summer Hahn, middle blocker. She is a sophomore. And opposite hitter number 26 Aubrey Packer, a sophomore. Libero is number 6 Gracie Fulton. For Greensboro College, the lineup is one that we were wondering, would there be a Peyton Shiflett in the lineup? There will not for today. Libero is, of course, Morgan Mayfield. And you've got Kelsey Brooks on the outside. She's a senior, number 1. Jalen Templeton, a senior. She is the setter, number 3. Number 4 is Grace Young. She will be a defensive specialist. She is a junior. Number 7 is setter Lily Burson, a sophomore. Number 10 is middle blocker Taylor Cody, a senior. And number 11, Carla Del Castillo, also a middle blocker, also a senior. So those are your starting lineups for today as we get set for the championship match. Southern Virginia looking to defend last year's title. Greensboro College looking for their first championship since 1997. Southern Virginia comes into today 22-8 overall, including 14-0. Check that, 14-4 during the conference regular season. Greensboro 27-2, and of course, or 28-2 rather, and of course the Pride went 18-0 in conference play. Getting set here for the national anthem here in just a moment, so we don't want to get too far into any other additional storylines, but it is filled out nicely here in Haynes Gym as we get set. So I think one of the big things you want to talk about, we were joking about on the pregame show, was with football winning against Methodist on Senior Day a little bit ago, and football team has showed out here in support of the volleyball squad. We wondered, if they had lost, would the energy have been any different in here? We don't have to worry about that because it looks like the athletics of Greensboro College have showed out in storm. We'll get this one started following the national anthem on the Greensboro College Sports Network. When the preseason began back at the end of August, beginning of September, we talked to the Greensboro College volleyball team about goals for this year, and I asked them what would represent a successful year in 2025. And to a person, they said, we have to win the conference championship. One game stands in their way today as Greensboro College takes on SVU in the USA South Conference Championship. Good evening, everyone. Kendrick Fruits here with you from Haynes Gym as we are bringing you the conclusion of the USA South Conference Tournament with the championship match here today. Again, starting lineup for Southern Virginia: Quinn, Broadbent, Savage, Vale, Hahn, and Packer, with the libero of Gracie Fulton. And again for Greensboro College: Brooks, Templeton, Young, Burson, Cody, and Del Castillo. Then libero Morgan Mayfield. And again, we talked about it in the pregame show. Is it a confidence booster for Greensboro that they were able to see what a game looks like without Peyton Shiflett on Wednesday, or a Thursday rather, against Methodist, or Meredith, I should say? And the answer is, I think so. Was it a perfect game? No. Was it a little sloppy at times? Sure. But ultimately, they got the job done. So I think that's a big key for Greensboro. Is a lot of times, like in basketball, they say sometimes if you're struggling, you just got to see the ball go through the net. I think Greensboro just had to see what a match without Peyton Shiflett looks like. They saw it, they came out of it the other side, and they should be ready to go here today. SVU coached by Debbie Baker in her 8th season. Greensboro is coached by the USA South Coach of the Year, Dan Bozarth, in his first season here with the Pride. Southern Virginia 3 nights on the all-conference teams this year. Aubrey Packer, first team all-conference. Gracie Fulton, second team all-conference. And Ryan Vale, also second team all-conference this year. As far as what we're going to look at, one of the big keys to me statistically has been the height of Southern Virginia. They are tall. They picked up 2.7 blocks per set. And I think for Greensboro, that's going to be an important thing, is getting it over the trees and finding some open floor on the backcourt. Southern Virginia has won 3 in a row, including the first 2 tournament games, sweeps over William Peace and Salem. Offensively for the Knights, leader in kills per set, Aubrey Packer, 4.28. Leader in assists per set is Talia Quinn, 5.04. 40 aces this year for Quinn as well. And Gracie Fulton, 5.05 digs per set. So a star-studded SVU team. This should be a fun one this afternoon, and we are glad you're spending your Saturday evening here with us. We're about ready to get this one underway. Game 2 of 4 this weekend for Greensboro College at home. Football won just a little bit ago against Methodist. We've got this one here tonight, a basketball doubleheader tomorrow, but we'll deal with tomorrow, well, quite frankly, tomorrow. Right now, all sights and sounds and everything to do with the senses is trained in right here in Haynes Gym. Greensboro will open with the serve. It'll be Grace Young to get this championship match underway. Greensboro was last in the championship match 2 years ago in a loss against Meredith, a match in which they had a 2-0 lead and couldn't close it out. But that was then, and this is now. Grace Young is ready, we're ready, and we're underway. Sends this one across, set there by Quinn, pushed over by Broadbent, kept alive. Burson to Templeton. Brooks tipped, and Greensboro gets the first point as that one sails out of bounds. 1-0 Pride. Much like she was on Thursday, Kelsey Brooks is going to have to be a key for Greensboro College today. Really that front in general, Brooks and Cody. Del Castillo when she checks in. Young serve, Savage to Quinn. This one attacked by Hahn. That's going to be tipped out of bounds. No, they've reversed the point. They're going to say it wasn't tipped. Greensboro with it, 2-0. Originally, they said it was tipped at the front, and it's been reversed. 2-0 Pride. Young jump sends this one across the other way. Fulton to Quinn. This is attacked over the middle. Whistle, somebody up on the net for Greensboro. Yep, there's a violation on the Pride, 2-1. And serving for the first time today, Summer Hahn, the sophomore from North Logan, Utah. Across to Mayfield, to Templeton. Brooks on the attack, off of the hands of Quinn and out of bounds, 3-1 Pride. Well, much like any SVU roster, a lot of Utah transplants here. They recruit well out there. Here is Grace Klingensmith, she's checked in. So too has Del Castillo. Klingensmith on the serve, sent up in the air by Savage to Quinn. There's the attack from Packer off of the hand of Burson, 3-2. We're going to see a lot of Aubrey Packer today. Now we're going to see Ruby Blaemeyers, the junior. Blaemeyers to serve. Sends it across to Young. Templeton trying to set up Brooks, pushes it into the middle, diving attempt there. Fulton sends it right back over, and Brooks shuts it down. 4-2, Kelsey Brooks pushing that one right back over. Fulton, a great job just to save it for Southern Virginia, but a little bit too far and over the net, and that's a danger zone where Kelsey Brooks is concerned. Templeton on the serve, Fulton again, same deal. This time Brooks pushes it down again. Same song, second verse. Kelsey Brooks is having none of it at the net. A big early start for the Pride. Templeton serves too strong. That's an SVU point, 5-3. And that's going to be another point as the night goes on where we're going to have to keep an eye on. Meredith on Thursday in the semifinal round beat themselves a lot of unforced errors for the Avenging Angels. SVU does not make those kinds of mistakes. Packer sends this across to Young, to Templeton. Rokov, it's tipped at the net. Set up there by Blaemeyers. There's the attack from Jensen. It kept alive, now out of bounds. A diving effort by Blaemeyers. Greensboro, though, comes away with the point, 6-3. Pride doubling up the Knights in the early going. Brooks to serve. Kelsey sends this one across. Fulton gets it, sets it up for Blaemeyers. Now the attack over the middle. Mayfield into the antenna, 6-4. Both liberos have been a little strong on their sets so far today. Speaking of, there's Fulton on the serve. Brooks pops this one up. Templeton setting up Rokov. It's tipped off of the fingertips. Now Packer is setting up Downs, sends it across to Brooks, to Templeton, all the way across to McCown. That's partially blocked, kept alive. Blaymeyers to Fulton. Far side, Downs again, and catches the back line. And Downs, the sophomore, just keeps it in play. And SVU is pulled to within one. It's 6-5. Fulton, the left-handed serve, goes wide, and Greensboro gets one back, 7-5. That's the first SVU service error today, so one apiece in that category. Sent across by Mayfield. Packer, Blaymeyers, quick tip on the other side. Templeton setting up Mayfield to McCown, tries to push it in the middle. 3 SVU Knights made a half-hearted attempt at it, and it falls in between all three. Greensboro leads 8-5. Mayfield again to serve. Sends this one across and dives right in front of Packer. Greensboro's lead is 4. We saw Mayfield do that a couple of times so far in the tournament, just getting it over the net and taking advantage of an empty front. This time sends it the far side to Downs, jousted for at the net, and point Greensboro. A foul called on the Knights, with Greensboro doubling up SVU 10-5. We have our first timeout here in set number 1 on the Greensboro College Sports Network. Following that SVU timeout, Greensboro leading at 10-5 here in the opening set. Mayfield will send this one across. Set up there in the middle, Blaymeyers now to Downs. Downs has it partially blocked in front. Now Rokov to Templeton. All the way across to McCown. McCown has it rejected at the net. I believe that was Summer Hahn getting her hands on it. 10-6. Back to serve for the Knights, Talia Quinn. Quinn sends this one across. Mayfield to Templeton. Cody in the middle. Taylor Cody just over the outstretched arm of Fulton. And it's 11-6 Pride. Burson checks in for Rokov now. That's what Taylor Cody has done so well here in the postseason. Burson sends this one across, going down to get that one where the Knights. Long feed, too far. No, they're going to say it was tipped. Emma Broadbent will get the point. And I think Cantley McCown is agreeing that it was tipped. I'm not a great lip reader, but that's what I got out of that. 11-7, Savage on the serve to Brooks, to Templeton at the net, to McCown. McCown sends it across to Fulton. Diving up there by Quinn. They send it across. That was Packer. Templeton back to McCown. Pushes it over the top. Kept alive there by Quinn, but no second hit from Savage. Great job, Cantley McCown. We talked about that in the pregame show. You got to get it over that front line, and Cantley just pushed it over. Great effort by Talia Quinn. Bailey Savage could not get to it. 12-5 Greensboro. Grace Young on the serve to Savage. That's Packer, tipped at the net and falls in anyways. 12-8 now for Packer. That will be her second kill. And Summer Hahn to serve. Greensboro's lead is 4. Too strong on the serve, so the Pride get that one right back. 13-5. Carla Del Castillo checks in for Cody. And Grace Klingensmith also in for Mayfield. One ace so far today from Mayfield. Klingensmith sends it across to Packer, to Quinn. Packer on the attack. Good job, Grace Young, getting to that one. There's an up from Templeton to Brooks. SVU looking to reload. Packer again. Grace Young on the back line. There's an attack. Great job there by Klingensmith, and the rejection. It felt like Greensboro was just hanging on, and it ends up in a Pride point. No, it's now been reversed, I think. They've given it to SVU. I thought it came off a fingertip. And looks like they've changed it, so 13-9, that goes to SVU. They serve to Young and Templeton. Del Castillo, diving attempt there from Fulton. Just getting it over was Vale. Templeton setting up Brooks. Brooks pushing it into the middle, kept alive by Fulton again. Sending it across is Blaymeyers. They're going to try it again. Templeton to Brooks. Brooks too strong off the back. Oh, it's another tip. A delayed call again from center. This one benefits the Pride, 14-9. A couple calls in the last couple minutes have gone either way. Templeton on the serve. Blaymeyers, there's the attack from Jensen. Too strong, good effort from Mayfield, but Mayfield could not get to it in time, 14-10. Packer on the serve. Sends it across, going down to get it is Young. And that one's out of bounds. Grace Young says, my bad, it's 14-11. She did all she could do just to get to it. That one was kind of curling away from her. That serve from Aubrey Packer sends this one too strong again. That's the third service error for Southern Virginia. It's 15-11 Greensboro. Both teams' hitting percentage is very high right now. Two top quality teams. Kelsey Brooks a little bit too wide on the serve, so teams exchanging service errors now 15-12. Hit percentage 333 for the Knights, 412 for the Pride. Fulton sends it across. Left-handed serve to Mayfield, up front to Templeton. Rokov, far side, pushes it into the middle. Skylar Rokov. That's what the Pride need from the front lines today. Rokov delivers her first kill of the match, and the Pride lead again is 4. Mayfield over to Downs. There's a quick push over from Hahn. Mayfield setting up McCown, who times her jump, pushes it into the middle, diving up there by Blaymeyers. Rokov on the putback. Well, so far what we have seen, you cannot give Rokov and Kelsey Brooks an opportunity at the net to steal a point. Setting up Downs on the far side. Diving effort by Brooks. Can't get to it. 17-13. Checking in now are Broadbent and Talia Quinn checking back in for the Knights as well. It'll be Quinn to serve. She is leading the Knights with 4 assists. Templeton paces the Pride. McCown to Templeton's got to get in position. Off balance there is Cody. Still gets it across. Packer to Quinn. That's kept alive at the net. Great job there by Greensboro. Brooks in the middle, goes near side. Talia to Packer. Pushing it over is Broadbent to Mayfield to Templeton. Cody says, I'll try it again. Catches the top of the net and played there at a quick push over by Quinn. Templeton, this time to Rokov, far side. That's tipped. Packer keeps this one alive. Tipped and a push by Hahn. Templeton to Mayfield. Quick throw over to Quinn. Fulton, near side attack there by Broadbent and out of bounds. Good effort there by Brooks. Good effort by both teams. A extended volley. That ends with a Southern Virginia point, and the Knights have cut it to 3. Quinn on the serve. Kind of a weird carom off of Brooks. Attack Rokov, sent right back to her. She'll send it to Templeton. McCown pushes it into the middle. Quinn goes down to get it. Now to Fulton. Broadbent has it sent right back. Now they're going to go far side to Downs. That's going to catch just inside the line, 17-15. And Downs finding a little bit of open space just before the end line, and the Knights have cut it to 2. Quinn serve, good job going down to get it. Both Brooks and Templeton. Rokov sends it across. Now they're going to try and set up Broadbent. That caroms off out of bounds, and the Knights have pulled to within 1. Greensboro will take a timeout. We've got a match on our hands, 17-16 in the opening set here on the Greensboro College Sports Network. SVU on a bit of a run here. They're trailed by 1 now, 17-16. Out of that Greensboro timeout, Quinn sends it across to Mayfield. There's the attack. Cody has it sent right back to her. The Knights have tied this one up. That was Summer Hahn in the middle. It is 17-all here in the opening set. Quinn on the serve. Brooks to Templeton. Templeton somehow got that one without running into the net. Fulton, a diving attempt to Quinn. Now to Downs. Downs too strong. Greensboro will regain the lead here by 1. 18-17 now. Well, so far this opening set has been everything you could want in a championship match. Burson on the serve. Lilly sends it across to Fulton. Set up there by Quinn. Near side attack Downs. Kept alive Mayfield. Almost hit the ductwork up there. Just sent over by Taylor Cody. Now Downs to Quinn. Back to Downs. Partially blocked in front. Playing the carom is McCown to Templeton. Cody has that one blocked. Pushed over now over the middle. That was Broadbent. Now attacked by McCown. Diving attempt by Brooks as it was sent right back to the Greensboro side. SVU's tied it up again. All square at 18. It'll be Bailey Savage to serve. Sends it too strong into the Greensboro student section. And the Pride again regained the lead, 19-18. Grace Young checking in for Cantley McCown. 2 attack errors for Greensboro, 3 on SVU. 2 serve errors for the Pride, 3 for the Knights. Again, these teams don't beat themselves often, so you'll have to find a way to do it yourself. Quinn setting up Packer to Mayfield. Sends this one quickly, overplayed by Quinn. to Fulton. Far side to Packer. Sends it just off the line. And Greensboro leads by 2. I'll tell you what, though. Aubrey Packer, one of the hardest hitting attackers we have seen this season, without a doubt. She's going to be a force today. Quinn setting her up now. Packer on the attack. Grace Young keeps that one alive. Mayfield plays that one from well out of bounds, and Templeton sends it across. Fulton to Quinn. This time near side. Downs partially blocked. Kept alive. Cody pushes it over. Quinn setting up Packer. Tipped to Mayfield. To Templeton. Far side. Brooks. Tipped by Fulton. Kept alive and out of bounds. Timeout SVU, as that point goes from no way to how in the world. Greensboro leads it by 3, 21-18 on the Greensboro College Sports Network. Following the third time out of the opening set, Greensboro leads it 21-18, and the Pride will serve. It'll be Grace Young. Young sends this one across. Packer to Quinn, back to Packer. The attack is going to catch the antenna. Point to Greensboro, 22-18. After SVU tied things up a little bit ago, the Pride have now opened up a 4-point lead. Young across to Packer, high in the air to Quinn. This time near side, it's Broadbent. It is point to Greensboro. The Knights were celebrating as if it were tipped. The officials did not agree, 23-18. Serve from Young. Low liner, Packer goes to get it. Quinn, quick setup and a push from Broadbent. Little confusion there between Burson and Cody. Burson a quick touch to it, but it falls between them, and the lead for Greensboro shrinks by 1 to 4. 23-18, and it will be Hahn to serve. Across to Young, to Templeton. Near side, Brooks pushing it into the middle. Packer is there. Quinn to Broadbent again. Mayfield just had to protect herself, sends it right across. Packer again on the attack, and again Mayfield is there. Templeton to Brooks, has it blocked. Grace Young is there. Burson again to Brooks. Two-hand push into the middle, kept alive there. Quinn to Savage. Packer has it tipped. Grace Young off the goal post and will fall for an SVU point. You get those basketball goals as far out of the way as you can, and they still manage to cause a little bit of mayhem. Knights have trimmed the lead to 3. Hahn across to Young, diving attempt there. Templeton to Brooks. Brooks has that attack sent back. One hand Mayfield, one hand Burson. Valiant effort by Young, but hits it out of bounds. 23-21, a little mini run here for the Knights, and a timeout called. We're still in that first set, and it's going to come down to the end. We'll bring you the end of the first set when we come back on the Greensboro College Sports Network.
College athlete has a story to tell, and at Greensboro College, we believe no one is better equipped to tell those stories than the athletes themselves. On the Getting to Know podcast, you'll hear the who, what, when, where, why, and how of each college athlete's journey to Greensboro.
and how they became a member of the Pride. We talk on and off the field, influences, hobbies, goals, and what it means to be a member of the Pride. It's all on the Getting to Know podcast on Spotify and YouTube.
You know, I just really felt like I was a person, you know, and they really cared about you, not only as like an athlete, but, you know, as an individual as well. And so that was one of the things that like led me here, honestly.
The Getting to Know podcast from Greensboro College Athletics. We are one Pride, and these are our stories. Greensboro's lead is 23-21 in the opening set of the 2025 USA South Volleyball Championship. Summer Honda serve for the Knights across to Young. To Templeton, setting up Cody, partially blocked up front. Kept alive Savage to Quinn. Broadbent has it sent right back to her. The ricochet off of Vale will fall, and Greensboro pulls to within 1 point of closing out the opening set. They'll send Grace Klingensmith out to serve. Sends it across Packer to Quinn. Attack in the middle. Great job there, Ryan Vale. Vale just taking advantage of an open space in the middle of the Greensboro defense, and it's 24-22. Remember, it's to 25, but you got to win by 2. Serve here from Blaemeyers, and that is in. Oh, that looked a little strong. The point's going to go to SVU. The Greensboro faithful cannot believe it. 24-23 now. Blaemeyers across to Young. To Templeton. Del Castillo tries to finish things up, cannot do so. The Knights tie it at 24. Back and forth this opening set has gone. Blaemeyers on the serve to Young. Templeton trying to set up Del Castillo, pushes it into the middle. That was Packer. Now near side off of the net. It was Jensen, and it goes out of bounds. Point to the Pride. They lead by 1, 25-24. I can guarantee you both teams are going to be exhausted when tonight is over, if this first set is any indication. Templeton on the serve. Fulton to Blaemeyers. There's the attack. Greensboro trying to keep it alive. Mayfield to Brooks. Rokov sends it over. Too strong. We're tied at 25. Greensboro doing a great job withstanding the fastballs that SVU is firing at them. Just a little bit too strong there on the other side. Packer on the serve. Young. Templeton trying to push it over. Del Castillo does as well. Kept alive. And a diving attempt. Blaemeyers out of bounds. Greensboro again up by 1, 26-25. A joust at the net led to a weird carom. Blaemeyers diving out of bounds to try and just get it over the net somehow. Valiant effort, but not able to do so. Brooks on the serve, just gets this one over to Downs. Near side, kept alive there. No, off of the fingertips of Kelsey Brooks. That's a kill from Ryan Vale. And again, we're tied now at 26. Just climbing that scoring ladder. Fulton on the serve. Brooks to Templeton. Rokov on the attack. It's blocked to Templeton again. To Mayfield. Rokov again on the attack. Kept up in the air. Going far side, it's Downs. Greensboro rejects it. Fulton to Blaemeyers. This time near side, Jensen. Oh, Templeton keeps it alive. Mayfield, Rokov pushing it, and that's out of bounds. Point to SVU. They lead 27-26. I think if you want to sum up this opening set so far, it's teams managing to stay alive and capitalize after being able to do so. Templeton to Del Castillo, too strong. Greensboro wants a tip. They're not going to get it. SVU battles and takes the first set of the championship, 28-26. The first set that Greensboro College has lost since late October the 28th, that is, a span of 21 consecutive sets for the Pride. But they dropped the first. Second set when we come back on the Greensboro College Sports Network. College athlete has a story to tell, and at Greensboro College, we believe no one is better equipped to tell those stories than the athletes themselves. On the Getting to Know podcast, you'll hear the who, what, when, where, why, and how of each college athlete's journey to Greensboro and how they became a member of the Pride. We talk on and off the field, influences, hobbies, goals, and what it means to be a member of the Pride. It's all on the Getting to Know podcast on Spotify and YouTube.
I just really felt like I was a person, and they really cared about you, not only as like an athlete, but, as an individual as well. And so that was one of the things that led me here, honestly.
The Getting to Know podcast from Greensboro College Athletics. We are one Pride, and these are our stories. Taking a look at some of the first set numbers. Kills 16-12 in favor of the Knights. Errors on attacks 8 both ways. Hit percentage 160 for the Knights and 0.85 for Greensboro. Individual leaders, 6 kills for Broadbent for SVU, 8 assists for Quinn, 1 ace each for Blaymeyers and Packer, and 7 digs for Fulton. For the Pride, it is 6 kills for Brooks, 6 assists for Templeton, 1 ace for Mayfield, and 6 digs for Mayfield. Teams have switched sides here for set number 2. Greensboro mixing things up in their lineup here. As they are going to start well, they're trying to figure it out now. There's an open spot on the floor, and they're trying to figure out who needs to be where. We'll go ahead and tell you the Knights have Hahn, Broadbent, Packer, Quinn, Fulton, and back to serve is Bailey Savage. All right, looks like Greensboro's got it figured out now. It's Burson, Brooks, Cody, Templeton, Mayfield, and Anjali Allen getting in for the first time today. I think Allen may still have a big part to play in this game with her height up at the net. Serve comes across for the Knights, quickly dying. Mayfield going to get it, though. Quick up, and Allen pushes it down the far boundary. That's Quinn to Fulton. Now attack Packer, sent back by Cody. Cody trying to push it. They're jousting at the net. Mayfield dives, sends this one across. Great job, Mayfield. Packer to Quinn, back to Packer, pushing this towards the back line and out of bounds. Packer has been dangerous for Greensboro today. But that time the Pride able to take advantage of an attack error. Grace Young on the serve to Savage to Fulton. Packer on the attack, in and off of Cody. Kick by Templeton sent across by Brooks. Another attack from Packer. Mayfield hits this one up towards the stands, but Brooks keeps it alive. Grace Young sends it over. Free ball to Fulton. To Quinn. There's another attack. It is in. Morgan Mayfield lost her footing a little bit there. Catching the corner was Emma Broadbent, and the Knights have tied it at 1. Serve coming here from Summer Hahn. Young high at the net to Templeton. Pushes this across to Brooks. Has it sent right back. Mayfield plays it to Burson. And Brooks has to get it over. Good job just walking the tightrope of the net. There's an attack right down the middle. Mayfield not able to get to it. And it's a kill for Ryan Vale. Two to 1 SVU. Hahn to serve. It's a line drive to Mayfield. Going back towards the wall. Diving attempt Burson. Cannot get to it. 3 to 1. That will be the third service ace of the Knights today. Served by Hahn. Templeton keeps it alive on the attack or the initial hit from Burson. There's the attack. Burson just survives getting it over, but out of bounds. 4 to 1 SVU. Greensboro is again getting their hands and their arms on these attacks from the Knights, but just the reaction time's not quite there for them to accurately redirect their passes and their shots. To Mayfield, to Templeton. Brooks trying to push it, has it sent right back to her. And Templeton now sends it over, but an attack and a kill from Ryan Vale again. It is 5 to 1 Knights. Arguably outside of the Shiflett injury, this is the most adversity maybe Greensboro has faced since the ODAC tri-match earlier in the year. Mayfield to Templeton. Brooks pushing it over the initial line to Quinn. To Savage. There's the attack from Packer. Sent right back. She's going to try again. And again blocked this time by Cody. And kept alive for a moment, but into the net. Savage into the net. And Greensboro gets a point, 5 to 2. I will say it looks like SVU has made an adjustment. Greensboro was just kind of waiting and pushing it softly over the initial jump at the net. SVU's now got somebody back behind it ready for him. A quick push over there from Quinn. Brooks plays it to Templeton. Back to Brooks, going far side. Kept there by Savage all the way across. Templeton setting up Brooks. Now near side Packer again on the attack. Person sends it towards the stairs, and it's 6 to 2 SVU. Well, whereas the first set was a lot of back and forth, second set feels all Knights right now. Serve goes across to Young. The Templeton setting up Del Castillo. A tip and a point for the Pride. Kind of an awkward bump there for the Knights. It goes backwards, nobody there to play it, and the Pride get a much needed point, 6 to 3. Jalen Templeton to serve. Just getting that one over the net. Savage. There's the attack. That's blocked in front by the Pride. Going near side to Packer. Packer gets this one to Templeton, to Mayfield. Near side Rokov. Rokov has it partially deflected up front. That's Blaymeyers to Fulton. Now far side. There's the attack off of Kelsey Brooks. And out of bounds. That was Ryan Vale. It is 7 to 3 SVU. Right when Greensboro gets a point, the Knights take it right back. Packer to serve to Mayfield. Templeton. Rokov has it tipped and tipped again at the back. It goes out of bounds. Packer tried to save it, and Greensboro gets the point, 7 to 4. Anjali Allen checks in for Grace Young. Brooks Just floats this one over. Set there by Blaymeyers. Attack far side. That was Vale. Jousting for it at the net, and it's a point for the Greensboro. Skylar Rokoff gets it over quickly. Vale hits it into the net, and there's no follow-up. Greensboro's cut it to 2. Actually, that was Blaymeyers that hit it into the net. Brooks again on the serve. Back row to Fulton. Blaymeyers, near side. That's rejected and out of bounds. And it's 8-5. Hard off of the hand of Del Castillo. Serve coming from Fulton. Back row, it was Mayfield. Templeton setting up Rokoff. It is sent right back to her. And Downs getting a hand on it. It is 9-5. Fulton, the high floating serve. Mayfield, far side, Anjali Allen, too strong. Anjali fired a fastball towards the front row of seats, 10-5. Fulton on the serve, a little sinker. Mayfield bumps it out of bounds, 11-5. Greensboro's got to regroup in a hurry. The Knights dominating set number 2. They lead at 11-5 on the Greensboro College Sports Network. Eleven to 5 Knights here in set number 2. Gracie Fulton, the senior, will serve it following the timeout. Greensboro watches it fall in play for an SVU point. Allen and Mayfield looking at each other as the ball fell between them, 12-5. Fulton, a high serve in the middle. Mayfield setting up Templeton, a quick pushover. That's what we were saying in the pregame show. The Pride have to find a way to steal a couple points. Jalen Templeton does there. So Mayfield to serve now. Greensboro trails by 6. Mayfield sends it across. Packer to Blaymeyers. Here's the attack. Kelsey Brooks keeps it alive, sends it all the way over just by herself. Far side, Jensen pushing it. Mayfield keeps it alive, but only for a moment. And out of bounds. Jordan Jensen with the kill for SVU. They lead 13-6. Couple of changes for the Knights. Quinn back in, Broadbent back in. The Pride trail by 7. Quinn serves it into the net. Greensboro gets one, 13-7. That is the 5th service error for the Knights. And now in for the Pride, Larkin Baxley for the first time. Larkin to serve this one away. She does. To Downs, to Quinn. Downs pushing it right back over. Brooks. Cody has it sent right back to her on her attack. Brooks to Mayfield, sending it across. Packer, Quinn. Quick push in the middle by Hahn. Brooks to Templeton. Far side, Anjali Allen trying to push it down the line. Here's Broadbent looking in the middle of Greensboro's side. Templeton to Mayfield. Brooks trying to do the same, but Fulton is there. To Quinn. This time near side attack and tipped out of bounds. And Downs with the kill, 14-7. Greensboro's just not getting clean hits today, whether it be on a bump or an attack, or a block for that matter. They're getting to the ball, but just not really doing what they want to do with it. Savage on the serve. There's the attack, Cody, kept alive by Fulton. Fulton had to go down to her knees for that one. Broadbent has it sent right back to her. Jousting for it at the net, out of bounds, point Greensboro. 14-8. And Young checks in for Anjali Allen. And for Greensboro now, got to find a way to string a couple of points together. The Knights have been a machine here in the second set. Pride can't let them get too far away. Free ball there from Fulton in the middle. Kept alive by Baxley. Should have let it go. Brooks goes down the line and point to Greensboro. Kelsey Brooks walking a tightrope and it pays off. 14-9. The Pride deficit is 5. Young serve to the back line. Quinn setting up Packer, pushes it in the middle. Dive by Mayfield. Good up there from Templeton. Brooks going to try again. That's tipped to Fulton. To Quinn in the middle. This time far side. Broadbent sends it right to Templeton. Quick push over by Cody. There's a whistle and a point to SVU. Greensboro had a player, I think, under the net there. 15-9. Serve coming from Hahn. Little knuckler across to Young. Bumps it to Templeton. Cody just quickly flips it over to Savage. Quinn, near side Packer. Young gets a hand on it, but again, that ball just goes screaming out of bounds, 16-9. The Pride just no answer for Packer and Broadbent right now. Hahn on the serve to Mayfield. Nobody there. Mayfield and Brooks collided. Nobody there for the second hit. 17-9, and the Pride take a timeout. SVU dominating set number 2 and looking to take a commanding 2-0 lead in the championship match here on the Greensboro College Sports Network. Following the Greensboro timeout, 17-9, Southern Virginia leads in set number 2. Hahn serve out of bounds, 17-10. Real quick point there for the Pride out of the timeout. Grace Klingensmith back in. She'll handle the service duties here. Baxley, Young, Brooks, Del Castillo, and Templeton out on the floor. Klingon-Smith sends it across. Played by Packer, set up by Quinn. Back to Packer. Touches the antenna, and it's 17-11. So 2 straight errors for Southern Virginia leads to 2 points for the Pride. The deficit is 6. Greensboro still needs to go on a big run. Klingon-Smith to Packer to Quinn. Far side Broadbent. Klingon-Smith going down to a knee to get that one. A quick up from Brooks. Templeton just gets it over to Broadbent to Quinn. Attack in the middle. Sent right back to the Knights. Vale finally gets it over to Templeton to Young. Brooks on the attack. Savage to Quinn. It's going to be Packer again. Too strong over the back line. 17-12. 3 in a row for Greensboro as they try to claw their way back into set number 2. Another serve coming for Klingon-Smith. Catches the top of the net to Packer to Quinn. Back to Packer, pushes it far side to Brooks to Templeton. Del Castillo going to the back, finds Fulton there. Quinn setting up Broadbent far side. Templeton is there to Young. Brooks again looking down the line. Kept alive for a moment there, Quinn. Broadbent just having to get it over to Klingon-Smith, now to Templeton. Again, far side, it's Brooks. It's tipped. It's point Greensboro, 17-13. And a whistle and a timeout taken now by SVU, I think. It is SVU timeout, 17-13. Greensboro's cut it to 4 on the Greensboro College Sports Network. Following the timeout, Klingon-Smith sends this one over the back line, 18-13. Right when the Pride start to get a little bit of a run going, they give it right back. Serve coming here from Ruby Blameyers. Blameyers pushing this one across to Mayfield, to Young. Brooks having to time it, has it tipped at the net, sent right back to Templeton, to Mayfield. Brooks again trying to go to the back line. Fulton plays it, a joust at the net to Templeton, to Mayfield. Again, Brooks having to time it, sends this one towards the back. It's a long run for Fulton, can't get there. 18-14 Greensboro. Rokov in for Baxley. And the Pride have again cut it to 4. Templeton on the serve. Quick play there, Savage to Blameyers. Rejected at the net, but doesn't get over. Rokov and Del Castilla trying for the double block. It is point to the Knights, 19-14. Packer serves to Young. Mayfield trying to set up Brooks. Brooks on the attack and just sneaks it in the corner, 19-15. Kelsey Brooks to serve for the Pride. Sends this one across. Fulton to Blameyers up front. Quick push over there by Jensen. Brooks, long feed across to McCown. McCown going far boundary. Packer to Blameyers. There's an attack and a kill for Ann Downs. That is her 6th, 20-15. Fulton to serve, across to Brooks, to Templeton. Rokov had that one redirected. Blaymeyers now trying to set up Downs. Brooks is there. Templeton, a push from Rokov, trying to go back corner. There was Blaymeyers. Third hit coming far side, Jensen. Set up there, Brooks to Templeton, or to Mayfield rather, and McCown gets it over. One hit for SVU, but not a second. Greensboro has cut it again to 4. That seems to be about as close as they've been able to get. Right now, 20-16 in favor of the Knights in set number 2. Mayfield serve, floating towards the back. Packer to Blaymeyers. Jensen, Mayfield to Templeton in the middle. This is developing into something. Rokov sends it over. Blaymeyers, quick push there by Hahn. Good job, Templeton, going down to the floor to send it across. Fulton trying to set up Downs. There in the middle is Brooks to Templeton. Cody this time, looking back corner, Taylor Cody. 20-17. Cody with her second kill of the night. They're going to need a lot more of that. She provides a spark because not only does Cody get the kill, but normally it's with an exclamation mark. Downs with it now, out of bounds. Point Greensboro, 18-20. The pride not going away here in set number 2. Mayfield gets this one over to Downs, to Blaymeyers, far side, Jensen. Jensen can't get it over the net. Greensboro is pulled to within 1. Timeout, Southern Virginia. 20-19 here in set number 2. As exciting as the first set was, we thought we'd have a little bit more in set number 2 on the Greensboro College Sports Network. Greensboro is pulled to within 1. Mayfield sends it across as we begin play again. Joust at the net. Cody with 2 hands. We're tied. Taylor Cody. A force in the middle. Mayfield serves this one across to Packer, to Blaymeyers, far side. There's a block. It's point Pride. Would you be shocked if I said Taylor Cody again? 21-20, Greensboro now in front. Mayfield on the serve, back row Packer. Blaymeyers setting up Downs on the near side. That time a block attempt for Rokov does not get over. We're tied at 21. Going back to serve is Talia Quinn. 21 all here in set number 2. Quinn sends it across. Mayfield going down to get it. There's a quick push and a point for Broadbent. Mayfield, all she could do to go down and get that one, and Broadbent was right there to send it right back to the Greensboro side. And just like that, the Knights go back up by 1. Quinn on the serve to Mayfield. Templeton setting up Cody in the middle. There is no answer for Cody. We are tied at 22. Larkin Baxley into serve for Greensboro. little bit of perspiration wiped up on the floor. Baxley sends this one across. Far side, Downs. Back to Downs, splitting in between Brooks and Baxley. And the Knights again go out in front by one, 23-20. Savage on the serve now for SVU. Head coach Debbie Baker barking out some last-minute instructions. Savage on the serve. Brooks goes down to get it, sends it across to Fulton. Quinn setting up Packer. Packer splits two defenders again, 24-22. The Knights try to close out the second set. Savage on the serve. Mayfield to Templeton. Cody across to Savage to Quinn. Packer pushing it over, rejected by Cody. Savage sends it across to Mayfield. Templeton back in the middle. Cody has it blocked. Quinn. Fulton a bump to the far side. Broadbent sends it right there is Baxley. Far side McCown now trying to go down the net. Packer to Quinn. Back to Packer. Tipped to Mayfield to Baxley. McCown trying to size it up. That's tipped back to Fulton. Set up again by Quinn. Attack far side. Rejected. Kept alive again. Fulton. Near side Packer on the attack. It is just inside the back line. Aubrey Packer sends the Pride packing in set two. SVU takes a 25-22 win. They lead 2-0 and are one set away from repeating as USA South champions on the Greensboro College Sports Network. College athlete has a story to tell, and at Greensboro College, we believe no one is better equipped to tell those stories than the athletes themselves. On the Getting to Know podcast, you'll hear the who, what, when, where, why, and how of each college athlete's journey to Greensboro and how they became a member of the Pride. We talk on and off the field, influences, hobbies, goals, and what it means to be a member of the Pride. It's all on the Getting to Know podcast on Spotify and YouTube.
You know, I just really felt like I was a person, you know, and they really cared about you, not only as like an athlete, but, you know, as an individual as well. And so that was one of the things that like led me here, honestly.
The Getting to Know podcast from Greensboro College Athletics. We are one Pride, and these are our stories. Some of the numbers through two sets. Kills go 33-24 in favor of the Knights. They've committed more errors, 15-11 on attacks. Hitting percentage 170 for the Knights, 144 for the Pride. Assists go 30-19 in favor of SVU. Aces go 6-1 in favor of SVU. How about blocks as well going, what is that, 3-4? Greensboro actually has the advantage there, 4-3 in blocks through two sets, but the all-important number is the Knights lead it 2-0. If you're a Greensboro fan, it's not all gloom and doom. Remember, 2023, the Pride had a 2-0 lead on Meredith, and, well, you know how that one ended. Greensboro has won 3 sets in a row all year. Now they just have to do it again. So Grace Young serves it across to Fulton, to Quinn. Near side sent over by Hahn. Young is there. It's Templeton. Now to Brooks, pushing it over into the middle, and Packer can only get a finger on it. Greensboro with the opening point of the third set, 1-0. If this one is anything like the first two, it'll come down to the wire, but good to get the first one nonetheless. Broadbent in the middle to Mayfield to Templeton. Brooks on the attack. Sent there, kind of a weird angle by Quinn. Third hit coming by Savage. And as they say in baseball, didn't get good wood on it. Hit it backwards, and Greensboro has a 2-0 lead. Grace Young on the serve for the Pride. It's Packer to Quinn, back to Packer. That's tipped, and will go out of bounds. Point to the Knights, 2-1. Packer now with 9 kills, tying Broadbent for the team lead. Downs has 8. They're really spreading things out well, are the Knights. Here is Summer Hahn on the serve. Young goes down to get it. Good up there from Templeton. Now to Brooks over in the middle. A diving play there by Savage. Another attack from Packer right in front of Grace Young, and the Knights have tied it at 2. Hahn again to serve. Sends it across, sinking in front of Mayfield. Joust at the net. It falls in. Greensboro will grab a point. Templeton just redirecting it enough to give the Pride a 3-2 advantage. Klingon-Smith to serve for the green and white. Grace sends it across. Savage to Quinn, back to Packer, off the top of the tape. Young, Templeton, Brooks has it sent right back to her. Brooks, the wherewithal to keep it going. Templeton slings it across. Diving attempt there, and a quick throw over by Broadbent. Greensboro only able to redirect it. We're tied at 3. Coming in to serve, Ruby Blaemeyers. All tied at 3 here in set number 3. Blaemeyers serve to Young, to Templeton. Mayfield just has to push it across in the middle. There's Fulton. Blaemeyers, far side Packer. It's tipped. Mayfield. And Templeton just got it over. Blaemeyers sends this one to Weatherly. Greensboro watches it go out of bounds. Pride take a 4-3 lead. Templeton to serve. Sends this one across, sinking in front of Savage to Blaemeyers. Far side Packer pushing it over to Brooks. Long wait for Templeton. Now to Rokov. Rokov sends it across. That's Blaemeyers to Fulton. Packer again, another try. And again, Packer keeping that just inside the line, tied at 4. Give her 11 kills now to lead Southern Virginia. 12 for Brooks. Leads all players. Packer sends it across to Young. Templeton to Brooks. Wide open. The back corner was left open by Southern Virginia, and Kelsey Brooks capitalizes. 5-4 Pride. Cantley McCown checks in. Brooks serve a little bit too strong. Second service error for Kelsey tonight. It is 5-5. Greensboro is a team, 4 service errors, 6 by Southern Virginia. Fulton serve to Mayfield. Rokov just pushing it. Mayfield has to get it over, catches the top of the net. Hahn to Blaemeyers, far side Downs. She splits between Brooks and Mayfield. 6-5, Knights have the lead. Fulton again on the serve. Mayfield there to receive it in the middle. Templeton. Del Castillo tries to push it across. It's going to be Templeton after a block. Blaymeyers, a quick push by Hahn. Templeton's long arms there, able to keep it alive. Mayfield, great job there. Rokov behind the back. There's the attack from Hahn. Del Castillo sends it away. Templeton, a quick push over to Fulton. To Blaymeyers. This time near side, kept alive by Brooks. Off of Weatherly's attack. Quick push from Rokov, catches the top of the net. Fulton again, far side, it's Downs. Downs going down the line, finds Templeton. Now Mayfield setting up McCown. McCown looking for the back. It's going to be Packer to Blaymeyers, far side, and out of bounds. A little bit too strong for Downs. And Greensboro knots it up at 6. A hard-fought point there as Cody checks back in. Mayfield serve to Packer. Blaymeyers, far side, Downs. Has it blocked, comes right back down on the SVU side. Blaymeyers this time to Weatherly, and again a block. Back to Weatherly, too strong. Oh, nope, they're going to say it was tipped. Tipped up in front, 7-6 in favor of the Knights now. Talia Quinn, the freshman, back to serve again. It's Brooks to Templeton to Cody. Fulton. There's Packard. Templeton is there. Mayfield setting up McCown. Has it tipped up in front. Quinn. Fulton. Near side. It's Broadbent. It is tipped again off of Mayfield. 8-6. Quinn to serve to Brooks. Templeton setting up McCown. Too strong. 9-6 SVU. Last thing you want if you're Greensboro is to let the Knights pull away. Serve there from Quinn to Brooks to Mayfield. McCown sends it over to Fulton. Quinn, quick push there from Broadbent. Brooks to Templeton. Rokov tries to attack into the net, 10-6. Greensboro takes a timeout. The Knights lead it in set number 3, looking for a sweep and the championship on the Greensboro College Sports Network. Following the Greensboro timeout, Quinn to serve. McCown to Templeton. Back to McCown. Catches the top of the net. Fulton. Far side, it's Downs. And that is a point as it catches the antenna. 10-7, SVU's lead. A couple of times the Knights have caught the antennas on either side of the net. Baxley to serve. Sends it near side. Quinn to Downs. And again, an odd carom goes out of bounds, 11-4. Knights continue to roll. Bailey Savage to serve. To Brooks, to Templeton. Acrobatic set up there for McCown, and kind of caught Savage off guard. She was heading one way and had to redirect. It's a point for Greensboro, 11-8. Young checks in for McCown. You know, Greensboro not going to give up. Although all the momentum squarely on the side of Southern Virginia right now. Packer hits this one into the bench and out of bounds. 11-9. Pride pulled within 2. Well, the award-winning players for the Knights have shown up today. Young serve. Packer too strong. Trying to send it up the line to Broadbent, and Broadbent not in a good position to hit it. Greensboro's pulled within 1. It is 11-10. Young sends it across to Savage and out of bounds. Near our vantage point here, but more importantly, it is tied at 11. Breathing a little bit of life back into the student section. Young on the serve. Savage up front to Quinn. To Packer. Packer has it rejected. The Knights still cannot crack the Cody. Greensboro goes up 12-11. Young on the serve. Packer high into the middle. It's Quinn. Back to Packer. To Baxley. Out of bounds. 12-12. A lot of air under that ball from Baxley, and everybody was just kind of watching it to see where it would land. Hahn on the serve. Just gets it over. It's Young. Templeton. Far side, Brooks, tipped, and down it goes. Kelsey Brooks gives the Pride the 13-12 lead. Brooks leads all with 14 kills. He's got 14 digs, too, does Kelsey. Klingensmith on the serve, over the middle. Savage to Quinn. Near side, Broadbent. It is tipped and out of bounds, 13-13. Serve here coming from Blaymeyers. Blaymeyers across to Mayfield, sends that one high in the middle to Young. Sending it further ahead, Brooks. That's tipped to Fulton. To Blaymeyers, far side, it's going to be Packer again. That's blocked high in the air. Mayfield back to Templeton. Del Castillo in the middle. In front of Fulton, Greensboro up by 1. Carla Del Castillo, a big time for her third kill of the night. Templeton serve to Savage to Blaymeyers. Back to Savage in the middle. That one in and tied at 14. Just keeping that one in the line were the Knights. Still anybody's set. Packers serve to Young, to Templeton. A quick dump over, whistle, and I think we're going to say Templeton hit the net, I suppose. Jalen looks very questioningly at the official, but now SVU leads at 15-14. Serve there to Young. Templeton setting up Brooks. Brooks pushing back line too strong. It is now a 2-point SVU lead. Serve from Packer. And, oh, what a job there. Carla Del Castillo putting a little bit of English on that one, the spin. Redirects the Knights, and Greensboro pulls to within one again. Brooks on the serve, down the far side. The attack there by Vale, sent right back to her. Greensboro again showing some muscle at the net. We're square at 16. Brooks on the serve, just barely getting over the net. Fulton to Blaymeyers. There's an attack, another rejection, another pride point. Rokov and Del Castillo with an exclamation mark. Greensboro goes up 17-16. We'll see who gets credit for it officially. Brooks just sending this one over. Downs to Blaymeyers. There's an attack. It's blocked. It's out of bounds. Weatherly will get a kill. It is 17-17. The Knights have a little cushion. The Pride are playing for their championship lives. The official had to stop and take a look at that ball for a moment before deciding it was good to continue, which therefore means we are also good to continue. Well, now both teams are huddled up on the floor. Blaymeyers getting a sleeve there. I think maybe she might have got a little cut on her arm. So they got that taken care of. That's why they were looking at the ball to see if there was any evidence of that cut. Fulton on the serve to Mayfield. Net breaks and everyone freezes. The net just cracked, or a cracking sound coming from the net. Everybody kind of froze. And yeah, something over there at the official stand. Looks like the top restraint of the net snapped. And so there's going to have to be a little bit of repair done here, I assume. I think the big question now is, do we have spare rope? All right, well, while we're getting this taken care of, we will step aside here for a minute. All tied at 17, and grounds under repair, if you will, as we're going to get the net all taken care of and hopefully get this match underway again before too long. Southern Virginia leads at 2-0, but we're square at 17 in set number 3 on the Greensboro College Sports Network. College athlete has a story to tell, and at Greensboro College, we believe no one is better equipped to tell those stories than the athletes themselves. On the Getting to Know podcast, you'll hear the who, what, when, where, why, and how of each college athlete's journey to Greensboro and how they became a member of the Pride. We talk on and off the field, influences, hobbies, goals, and what it means to be a member of the Pride. It's all on the Getting to Know podcast on Spotify and YouTube.
You know, I just really felt like I was a person, you know, and they really cared about you, not only as like an athlete, but, you know, as an individual as well. And so that was one of the things that like led me here, honestly.
The Getting to Know podcast from Greensboro College Athletics. We are one Pride, and these are our stories. Well, you see a live picture of the net no longer there in the middle. I'm sitting here with my producer, Mike Richards. Mike, see if one of those other cameras can get you a better look at the situation. Yeah, you see the net gone there. They tried one that was the backup net here, and it apparently does not fit correctly. So lots of people are on the phone right now. We continue to remain in a holding pattern, and we'll continue to do so here until we have some further resolution. So we're going to step aside again. When this round of commercials end, you will see that we are under a delay, and we will provide more information when we have it. Well, after trying multiple posts, and I think we're on our, fourth or fifth net right now, it looks like repairs are finally starting to come to a close. Both teams have resumed some warm-ups here, and we should hopefully be back at the action here before too long. If you're just now joining us, Southern Virginia leads at 2-0 en route to, at least in their hopes, picking up their second consecutive conference championship. Greensboro College in the conference championship series for the, second time in 3 years. And they've got a bit of a hole to dig out of here. We'll see. I think one of the big questions, I stood off to the side talking with Mike Christie a couple of minutes ago, and the comment he made is now who can get loose the best and perhaps the quickest could determine how this third set comes to a close, but you can't make it up. One of the more odd things that we've seen, and we joke you see weird stuff in Division III all the time, but I think this might take the cake here in a championship match. The net breaks. We've had to make repairs, and we're hopefully about ready to get this one underway. So we'll step aside one more time. When we come back, we will bring you the conclusion of set number 3, all square at 17. SVU looking to claim the set and the title on the Greensboro College Sports Network. Final repairs appear to be in order and underway again. 17 all here in set number 3. Job well done by the staff. Working quickly to try to get the net taken care of. And if at first or second or third you don't succeed, might as well try a fourth one. That's what the Pride did. That's what the staff here did. Jenna Miller, Jerry Fisk, Stephen Widenhouse, Coach Loico over there, the officials, everybody chipping in. And we're ready to get this one back underway. Maybe. The officials are looking back at the net. All right, looks like everything's satisfactory. So it is 17 all, and Southern Virginia will serve. It'll be Gracie Fulton. We'll see how loose these two teams appear coming out of that break. See if Greensboro can use that as a reset. SVU will look to see if they can continue to bear down. Quick check at the Greensboro lineup here, it looks like. They've been told they're good. And they've sent the ball to Fulton. We're ready to get this one back underway after that lengthy delay. So welcome back, everyone, to set number 3 of the 2025 Volleyball Championships here in the USA South. Rokov on the attack. That's kept up there by Packer. Attack coming by Downs. Greensboro keeps it alive. Templeton. Rokov again, too strong. And the Knights go up 18-17. Fulton again to serve. A high floater kept up there by Brooks to Mayfield. It'll be McCown pushing this one over to the back line. Packer dives to get it. There's Blay Myers, rejected by Del Castillo and Rokov. All tied at 18. Cody checks in for Klingensmith. Mayfield on the serve to Packer to Blay Myers. There's the attack. Downs. It's going to land. Oh, out of bounds. Greensboro cannot believe it. Skylar Rokov very unhappy. It's 19-18 now. It'll be Quinn to serve for the Knights. Across to Brooks. Templeton setting up Cody. Cody has it rejected and sent right back. That was Summer Hahn. And Greensboro's got to burn that last time out. Knights lead it 20-18, 5 points away from repeating as champions on the USA South in the USA South Championship. This is the Greensboro College Sports Network. Quinn to serve for SVU. Sends this one across to Brooks. Bumps it up ahead to Templeton. Over to Rokov, off the forearm of Packer, and the Pride pulled it within one, 20-19. Baxley checks in for Rokov, and Larkin will go back to serve. Greensboro needs still to pull within one. Fulton to Quinn. That's off of Downs, high in the air to Mayfield. Brooks to Quinn, set up there by Fulton. Broadbent, it is blocked. It is an SVU point as it caroms away from the front line of the Pride, 21-19. To serve now, Bailey Savage. Just getting it across. Good job by Brooks, keeping it alive. Quick over by Templeton, kept alive. Here's Packer. Off the hands of McCown, 22-19. Well, if Greensboro has ever had to dig deep, it is right now. Savage to serve. Brooks to Templeton. McCown has it pushed and redirected to Templeton, who hits it back towards the crowd, 23-19. Savage again on the serve to Brooks, to Templeton, to McCown on the attack, to Fulton out of bounds. Greensboro with their 20th point, 23-20. Young in for McCown. Young has 3 aces today, leading all players. Grace sends this one across to Packer, to Quinn, back to Packer, back row, off of the forearm of Young, and the Knights are 1 point away. Honda serve to Mayfield. Templeton. Brooks has it blocked and out of bounds. The Pride stay alive by mere inches. 21-24. Let's see if this talented group of seniors has another push in them. Klingensmith to serve. Packer on the line. Back to Packer, the attack. Young keeps it alive. Del Castillo back in the middle. Bumped over by Young. Fulton goes to get it to Quinn. There's the quick push. A joust. It's over. The night belongs to SVU. Southern Virginia is the 2025 USA South Conference champions in volleyball. Three hard-fought sets tonight, and it all ends with an SVU victory. You see the emotions there. The Knights celebrate, and this great group of Greensboro seniors, strong and stoic in defeat. Now, it is not entirely over yet. There is the selection show on Monday. Greensboro was a bubble team, and so while things may not be the greatest for the Pride in terms of their chances, they are not dead. But again, that will be on Monday. So with that, the championship presentation here, we will step aside, send it over to PA, and we'll wrap things up here in just a minute.
Let's give a round of applause to all the teams and student athletes who participated in this year's tournament, including the runners-up from your Greensboro College Pride. And now, the tournament champions for Volleyball 2025 goes to Southern Virginia.
Well, let the celebration begin for the SVU Knights. A quick look at the final numbers. The Knights defeat Greensboro 3-0, 28-26, 25-22, and 25-21. Of course, the MVP, Aubrey Packer. Today, Packer had 14 kills and 13 digs as the Knights repeat as back-to-back USA South Conference champions. And we will await the selection show on Monday to determine the fate of Greensboro College. If it is where it ends, they finish the year 28-3, one of the greatest seasons in history here at Greensboro College. And unfortunately for the Pride faithful, it ends in heartbreak tonight. We will tell you what's coming up on Greensboro College athletics, and that is a basketball doubleheader tomorrow. Women's basketball, their home opener against Mid-Atlantic Christian at 2 o'clock. Men's basketball against Warren Wilson at 4 o'clock. We'll bring you both of those on the Greensboro College Sports Network. Pregame show scheduled for about 15 minutes before the tip-off of both of them. But that will wrap everything up here for tonight. And we'll wrap everything up at home here, at least this season, for Greensboro College. Again, a small chance for an at-large bid on Monday, but you're saying there's a chance. We'll find out on Monday. Selection show scheduled for 1 o'clock on Monday. That'll wrap everything up here for today. A big thank you to our game day staff who helped us all season long for everything that they did. My producer, Mike Richards, our director of sports information, Stephen Weidenhouse. For the final time in 2025, I'm Kendrick Fruits, wishing you a green and white good night. Southern Virginia, your USA South champs, closing a historic season for Greensboro College today as they fall in the championship match. This has been a presentation, as it has been all year long, of Greensboro College volleyball on the Greensboro College Sports Network.